everyone, welcome back. It's Charlotte from At Charlotte's House. I am working on such a fun project with Joanne. I wanted to show you how I am transforming these plain planters to this really fun kind of shibori indigo trendy planter. Stay tuned. For a full list of instructions and materials, click the link in the video description, head over to my website. I list all the materials there. These are really simple wooden planters. The sides are flat, which I think is important for this, but there's no reason you can't try this on any planter you find. I'm gonna start by measuring my planter. I wanna make sure that my fabric goes pretty close to the edges without going over. I still haven't unpacked everything. If you have a large cutting mat and a cutting wheel, that would obviously be easier, but for this, I'm simply going to measure and use my scissors. The edges don't need to be perfect. I have a little bit of a fix for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure and cut. Essentially, I am using the hot glue on the corners to anchor the fabric, and then I'm using the Mod Podge on sort of the flat parts to smooth it onto the planter. Whenever I'm using Mod Podge with fabric, I want to be pretty heavy with the application. I'm not too concerned about the Mod Podge going through the fabric. It'll dry clear, and that means that you have pretty good adhesion. So notice how much I'm applying. I'm going right up to the corner, but not all the way, because again, I'm going to put some hot glue there to hold it in place. I find that this way I can pull the fabric tight. I don't have as much wrinkling because, again, that hot glue is holding it in place. It dries quickly, and then I can go and smooth it out. So then I'm just going to repeat this all around each side of the planter. Here are the planters so far, and I actually think they look great. From a distance, they look pretty neat and tidy, but what I can see up close that you can't see on camera is that this edge right here, it's a little bit rough, and I'm worried that over time that will fray and look even sloppier. So what I'm gonna do is I picked up a couple different options for cording, and I'm simply gonna glue that right on the edge. This is just a black ribbon. I also picked up this. I actually like the look of this more, but when I held it onto the planter, it felt like it was a little heavy, especially if I use it on the top and on the bottom. So I think I'm gonna save that for another project. I'm simply gonna use this satin ribbon. I chose black because I couldn't match the navy perfectly, but this is where you can really customize. So you can choose any sort of trim that you like. I am simply going to use my hot glue gun. I am going to use it right on the edge, and that is going to be perfect. Any sort of adhesive should work for this. Any kind of craft glue will work, especially if you have children involved and you don't want to pull out a hot glue gun. You can certainly use just a school glue. It'll just take a little bit longer to finish, and I am impatient. Now I have to figure out what I am going to plant in here.